Hey, on this episode of Joyful Noise, we're going to let you in on what's new with Aaron Cole. Plus, later in the show, we're going to show you how an author's personal tragedies inspired her to write a book. Plus, you'll get to meet a group of community kids who have united together to start singing for the Lord. Then Brown's Chapel is going to introduce you to hugs, and Zion is growing up.
I'm going to tell you how to make some Christmas cocoa.
All by himself. All this and more coming up on Joyful Noise.
Everybody, come on, make it joyful, noise, 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 singing praises to His name.
Merry Christmas! Hello, my name is Chris Reddick and welcome to Joyful Noise. This is the Christmas edition and I hope you're enjoying your Christmas. I am, because you know I got a new penny pocket square right here. That's right, my Aunt Penny and I, we're making penny pocket squares. That's right, you're one penny away from perfection. Anyway, you're watching Joyful Noise, the Christian and gospel music video show featuring local artists who just love to serve and praise the Lord. And speaking of praising and serving the Lord, we're going to take you to Bristol, Tennessee, to Hood Memorial A.M.E Church and give you a little snippet and a taste of their Christmas program they had last week.
Didn't have to do it, Lord. You didn't have to do it, no, no.
While you love me so, Lord, I shall never know.
You know the praise.
Precious Lamb of God. Oh,
Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Oh, what a wonderful child. Jesus, 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 Jesus. So holy, meek and mild. New life, new hope, new joy, new frame. Won't you listen to the angels sing? Glory, glory, glory to the newborn King.
Once again, Merry Christmas and welcome back to Joyful Noise. I'm your host, Chris Reddick, and having a great time here on the show. Like I said, a lot of special treats, and we got one great treat with us right now on the line. We got one of the thriving entrepreneurs. We got Mr. Kelly Cole of Prime Time Marketing, and also Kelly happens to be the father of a great rising Christian hip hop and gospel star, Mr. Aaron Cole. You've probably been hearing a lot about him here lately, but anyway, we're going to find out a little bit about what's going on in Aaron's life because Kelly, I got you on the line, and how's it going, man?
Everything is going great, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, man, thank you for taking a little time. I know it's a busy time of year for you and the family, so thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome, man. Thanks for having me.
Great, great. Well, let's get right into it. Your son has been in the news a lot. There's a lot going on, a lot. I see his name flashing everywhere. Let's start with what just happened last month in November. He's got a new EP out. He's seems like he's growing up on this album. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. His new EP is called If I Can Be Honest. It came out last November, and like you said, it's been a blessing, man. It hit top 30 on iTunes in the regular hip-hop chart.
Oh, wow.
We didn't even put it in the Christian charts. It broke top 30. And what's the blessing in that was we actually gave it away free, too. So it was a blessing that people actually sowed seed into the project, and we have gotten nothing but excellent reviews from it. But it's a 6-song EP, man. It's basically, like you said, if he could be honest, man, he pours his heart and soul into it. One of the biggest tracks is called Shouldn't Be Here. And that's where the title came from, if I can be honest. It talks about how me and his mom had him when we were teenagers, and actually we had planned to abort him. And now I want to put this disclaimer out there. This is all before Christ, so we didn't know Christ. We were just, teenagers just, making mistakes, and the plan was to abort him, but thank God that she was too far along in the pregnancy to get an abortion. So he talks about that, man. He talks about, on the song Disappointed, he talks about a former relationship and being disappointed in, a girl that broke his heart. And, so the whole project, man, is truly a blessing, man. And we're getting great reviews, like I said, about it, man.
Awesome, awesome. And now let's move into the month of December. Like I said, it's just amazing watching this kid grow up. Back in the days, just a few years ago, we did the actual video that we had here on Joyful Noise, and now he went from music videos to big-time music videos to now big-time movies. Talk about the movie that he's now featured in.
Yeah, man, movie right now is still in theaters. Actually, it's called The Lead. All right. And the blessing of this movie, it was shot in... part of it was shot in Grundy, Virginia, and then another part was shot in Bristol, Virginia. And, of course, we heard about the movie being shot. Like, man, it'd be cool if, we got a chance to be a part of the movie. And just one Sunday night, I got a call from a friend of mine who was sitting with the executive producer of the movie. And the executive producer said that he kept hearing about Aaron Cole and wanted to meet him and invited us to dinner the next day. Next thing we know, we had dinner, and he offers Aaron a small role in the film. He has a few lines, and then tells him he wants him to sing, and then also he wants him to write a song that's going to end the movie. So he ends up, having his lines, singing, and writing an actual song that's a part of the movie, featuring a Christian hip-hop legend, John Rubin.
Wow. Well, that's amazing. Like I said, a lot of amazing things. And Kelly, I know we could go on and on about what he's got going on now, but real quick, is the movie out right now, and can they catch it, or how can they catch it?
Yes, it's still out in theaters right now. To see what theaters it's still in, just go to believe.film. And real quick, too, if you go to believe.film, you can also download the song that Aaron wrote for the end of the movie, and you can also get information about the iPhone game. Okay. They actually created an app for the game featuring the song that Aaron wrote, too. So it's available on iTunes and all of that. But you can get all that information at believe.film.
Well, it's been great talking to you, man, and I want to wish you and your whole family a Merry Christmas.
Awesome, man. You too. Merry Christmas to all of you guys.
All right, thank you. We'll be right back with more Joyful Noise right after this.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Young Cole. You're rocking with.
Hi, I'm Terrence, and this is Yolanda, and we're the Kent family, and we would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Joy to the world.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. And oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Ooh.
Ah, your wedding day, that one special day in your life you'll never forget. So let Venture Productions capture all those special moments at your wedding for you to treasure a lifetime. Our approach to videography is one of creativity and excellence. Call Venture Productions for your video services.
They found peace and perfect love. If we want to find it, I know we always will. For that new star is shining for us still.
Hello and welcome back to Joyful Noise. I'm Chris Reddick, and we're here at Brown's Chapel, A.M.E Zion Church, and you can see a lot's going on. A lot of people are behind us, and you're seeing some things like socks on me and gloves and hats, and of course I have Brother Leo Thompson here, and he's had some hats. Brother Thompson, what is going on here at Brown's Chapel?
Well, this is a ministry, and we launched it this season, and it's Hugs, H-U-G-S. And the H is for hats, and U is for unity. We have to have unity to do these projects in this season. And the G is for gloves, and of course the S is for socks. And all these things are very necessary this kind of season for people who are trying to keep warm out in the weather. And people who need these things, there's lots of people in need this time of year and all year that don't have. And we're going to try to give these things to them so they can be able to more meet the needs of keeping warm. And H-U-G-S.
That's Hugs, huh?
Yes, we keep that in mind because it's going to be a very important part of our ministry. And we hope this launching of this particular ministry is going to be catching on like wildfire for the next few years.
We'll break down the H. I know biblically, I believe the H stands for Helmet of Salvation. Is that right?
Yes, the helmet of salvation. We put that on, and we use that as a symbol for salvation. Yes.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, this is a beautiful ministry, and they already got all they need for this year, but I'm sure this is going to come back next year. So if you want to help, just be sure to contact us at Brown's Chapel, A.M.E Zion Church. And in the meantime, I see they got some great food behind us. So how about we go grab some of that food?
Yeah. Amen. And we appreciate anything people will do for us in the coming years. Thank you so much.
All right, and thank you. We'll be right back right here on Joyful Noise.
When I pick up the paper or turn on the news, everything I see and hear is the same. Every generation has different views, and they all think someone else is to blame. So if there's a message to bring to the world, let's make it hope, let's make it joy within, let's make it faith, let's make it salvation, let's make it love, let's make it forgiveness, let's tell the good news and talk about Jesus.
You know, Christmas is about a lot of things, but the biggest thing is Christmas is about Jesus Christ. And without Christ, you couldn't spell Christmas. So that's the most important thing. But the second thing about Christmas is family. You know, there's Other than Jesus Christ, there's nothing more, no more important in life than your family. To me, that's the joy of Christmas, is family getting together, eating, and having fun together.
We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar, field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of might, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
Welcome back to Joyful Noise. I'm your host, Chris Reddick, and Merry Christmas. We are having a great time. We got a lot of Christmas treats. We got one special treat for you waiting on the phone right now. A great friend of mine. We used to work together at Morristown TV today in Morristown, but she now resides in Lexington, Kentucky. She is an author. She's also a speaker and a life coach. Ladies and gentlemen, a great friend of mine. I'd like to welcome to you on Joyful Noise, Miss Debra Hayes. Debra, how are you, and Merry Christmas.
Hi, Merry Christmas to you, Chris, and thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being on the show. Well, I have you on the show because I understand I've been seeing a lot of information going around about this new book coming out, and I understand that unfortunately you've had a few tragedies in your life, but you was able to turn that, those personal experiences you had into a book. If you don't mind just telling the audience a little bit about your book.
Thanks. Yes, the book is simply called Rise. Okay. What to Do When Hell Won't Back Off. The book was dedicated to my 4 children who live in heaven. I have 4 boys that live there. And the R-I-S-E is actually in memory of them. Okay. R is for Randall, I is for Isaac, S is for Stephen, and E is for Ephraim. So throughout the book, we tell the story of the boys. And then I take the same 4 letters and offer hope to someone else to show them how to overcome tragedies as well. Taking the R for relationship, not religion. I is intentional living. S is scripture for the moment. And E is for eternity. So I'm really excited to get the book out there. I know what it's like to be in the pit.
Yeah.
And I just hope the book gets to someone. My deepest prayer is that it will get to that person who doesn't realize that through Jesus, they will hold their children again. I know I have 4 children waiting on me in heaven. So I want to let someone else know that they have that hope as well.
Oh, that's a great message, and I'm sure it's going to touch a lot of people's lives. Debra, like I said, we could go on a little more in detail about the book, and I think we're going to save that for an even bigger interview in 2017. But just real quick, how can people get a hold of you, and also how can they get a hold of the book?
Well, the first thing, we're looking for the book to be out in February. Okay. So the best thing to do right now is just follow me on Facebook, which is Debra Lynn Hayes, author. I have an author page there. You can follow the progress of the book there. Or if you simply just want to send me an email, I promise not to spam, just send it to DebraLynnHayesAuthor@gmail.com. And I will just shoot you an email as soon as the book is launched. It's going to be available on Barnes & Noble, as well as Amazon, and locally around the East Tennessee area, too.
Great, great. Well, we'll definitely keep in touch with you. And like I said, we're going to do a follow-up interview with you. But this being Christmas time, Debra, I've got to ask you this. I want to have a little fun with you. What is one of your favorite Christmas songs?
Oh, that's an easy one. Christmas at our house is not Christmas unless A.M.E. Grant is singing Tender Tennessee Christmas and Charlie Daniels is singing Christmas Time Down South.
Oh, wow. Well, with that Tennessee Christmas, you being in Kentucky, how's that going to work out this year?
Well, unfortunately, we're not going to do Tender Tennessee Christmas this year. We did Tender Tennessee Thanksgiving. Okay. So we're going to be staying in Kentucky. But it's very beautiful. Lots of horses up here. Just a beautiful place. God has really blessed my life since I moved to Kentucky.
Great, great. Well, that's great to hear, Debra. And Debra, I wanted to once again thank you for being on Joyful Noise, the Christmas edition. I wish you and your family a Merry Christmas. If I don't get to talk to you before New Year's, a Happy New Year's as well.
Well, thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to you. And thanks again for having me.
Thank you. Once again, that's Debra Hayes with a great book coming out, so be sure to stay tuned and we'll keep you informed on when that's going to happen. In the meantime, we'll be right back with more Joyful Noise right after this.
I'm going to make my famous Christmas cocoa right after this.
Loretta Bowers, and I am a joint member of the Douglas Community Youth Choir.
So this is what we do. The words are Christmas time.
Well, it kind of started out as a church choir with St. Paul, and then the kids in the community decided they wanted to sing too. So it's basically St. Paul and Philippi that have joined together as community, not as separate churches, but as community. And we know for sure if our children get along and they come up together and they're able to do this, then in life they will always be able to depend on each other when they can't depend on anybody else. We have from this tall to this tall. And they all get along, and for the most part, they all do everything together every time something is done. These children are starting to really be noticed now. And it is because of what they are doing for the Father, not for themselves, but for the Father. And He is blessing them. And there are people that are seeing Jesus through them. If you would like to have these children to come do a service for you, we don't call them performances, we call them services. Then what you can do is call me, Loretta Bowers, at 647-4707, then what I will do will put you in contact with Gladys Gillespie. She keeps our calendar and our dates, also with Denise Hagler. There are 3 of us, and then I will give you those numbers. Then we will see if we can put you in on a date, or if you can give us a time and everything else. For the most part, we try to honor anyone that calls. We've been known to do 4 or 5 services a day. And these children are just as fresh at the first one and at the last one. So they enjoy praising God. Give us a call. We enjoy going out. Feed us and we will really be there.
My name is Jovan Bass, and I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hello, this is Emma Granny. I'm wishing all of my children, great-grands, great-great-grands, Merry Christmas, and I love you all with all my heart. And happy birthday to Tammy. I'm not going to tell Chris and Leo and all of them how old you are today. Love you. Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas. Hello everyone, and welcome to another segment of Joyful Noise. And this is the Christmas Festival, and we're going to make Christmas cocoa. Now the first thing you need is, of course, cocoa mix that we're going to have right here. And all I have to do is pour it in my Z cup that I have right here. Just pour it in. That holiday spirit smell. And now we have some hot water that we're going to put in here. And now we're going to stir it up with our handy dandy spoon. Smells delight. Oh yeah. Now we put some whipped cream on top. Now, we add some flavored syrup. Actually, I'm gonna put a little bit more whipped cream. Now I'm gonna put a little minty flavor of peppermint. Just dip it right down in there. And now I'm gonna add some flavored syrup. This is chocolate syrup and this is strawberry syrup. Just put it on top. Don't need that much. Now we put some crushed up candy. And of course, you can't leave out those marshmallows. And candy cane on the end. And that is your Christmas cocoa.
Hey, that's going to do it for another great episode of Joyful Noise, the Christmas edition. We had a great time, and hope you enjoy that cocoa that my son Zion had just made. Anyway, I hope you have a blessed and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And remember, the reason for the season is Jesus Christ. God bless you, and we'll see you next time on Joyful Noise.